Good evening, and thank you for joining the way that I see it. This is the show where KiKi and Cousin Chan give their thoughts on everything that happens during the week. Their topic is on the table. Everything from relationships, religion, news, politics, and even reality TV. Now broadcasting live from my studio, welcome KiKi and Cousin Chan.
You know, what a way to start the show. My co-host over here is half asleep. But anyway, I'm KiKi, and this is Cousin Chan, and welcome to The Way I See It. It's a show where we talk about things that happen during the week that we find important to us, and if you think it's ridiculous, realize that we don't make the news, we just report it, right, Chan?
Yeah, that's what you keep telling me.
Well, you know, we ain't making this stuff up. It's not us.
I'm just going along with what you said.
Okay, well, what I'm saying is the first thing I want to talk about is tomorrow. Well,
First thing you want to talk about is tomorrow?
yeah. Well, I'll change my mind. We have random conversations off the air when y'all not watching or whatever. And I was talking about how I always wanted dimples and you got a cleft in your chin and now I'm jealous.
What, cleft?
I don't have any of those little special things that people have in their faces.
You jealous about an ass cleft? I mean, an ass chin? That's what the ones are doing.
No, it's just cool that people have like these different little things about their faces, like dimples. I wonder what I look like with dimples. But anyway, first thing I want to talk about, other than the fact that I am injured working out with you today.
I didn't injure you. Maybe the terrain did it, but I didn't do it. Don't blame me.
I didn't say you did it.
You said working out with you, giving me like it's my fault.
No, I'm saying that I'm injured working while I was working out with you.
You really get injured. You did some regular walking and all of a sudden.
Anyway.
Old age kicked in.
Did you just call me? Okay. All right. It's time to move on because we about to turn to the Bickersons right before your very eyes. First thing I want to talk about is today is the last day to sign up for the Affordable Care Act, which is aka the Obamacare, right? And you know how last week I had a little issue with the with Facebook wanting to know all my damn information.
Mm-hmm.
I had the same damn problem with the Affordable Health Care Act. What is it? Do people think that I'm like a figment of their imagination or something?
I don't know, but you don't want nobody to have your damn information, and then when they don't have your damn information, then you're offended by that shit.
No, here's the thing. How you gonna have me call in or go online or whatever, and then you tell me that I need to verify my identity by going to the credit bureau and having them send y'all a report?
What's your point?
Why not go to the credit bureau? Can I send you a copy of my birth certificate?
Because that's what they asked you to do.
I understand that's what they asked me to do, but I'm asking, like, why? Why would the credit bureau? Why would you need? What if I had no credit? You still couldn't verify who I was?
But you would still be on file sometimes, right? Even if it's at zero, you would still be on file.
But that doesn't prove my existence. That just proves that.
I don't care what it proves. That's what they asked you for. That's why you gotta go.
Whatever.
If you want it, that's what you gotta do.
Whatever.
I swear, if one thing is another, you want to be paid. You want them to know who you are, and they're supposed to know through who you are automatically. But then you don't want to give up your information.
Have I ever said that I want people to know who I am automatically?
Because you don't want to go through the credit bureau. You try to figure out why that's what they need. When that's what they're telling you, that's what they need.
It's so random, the credit bureau.
It's only random to you. They have a method to the madness. We don't know what it is, and I don't care. If that's what they need for me to get it, have at it. It's a pain to go through that shit, but whatever.
Well, as a result of this Affordable Care Act, if you don't know, if you're not already covered or whatever, since you live in Georgia, you won't be, the red state, you won't be able to get extended care if you don't.
Yeah,
if you don't qualify. So here's the thing: people who live in the 15 states or however many states it was that declined the extended Medicare means that basically if you make too much money, that you're still not making a lot, but you make no money, you still can't get Medicare. So you won't be covered anyway.
Yeah, each state has different recourses on why they won't do. I know down here is if you ain't pregnant and you don't have a kid, and you're under the age of 65, or got a kid under the age of got a kid over the age of 19, you don't get it. So everybody that falls, anybody falls in between that, that's a whole lot of folks.
There's a whole lot of folks that's not gonna get covered, in certain states. So to cast a wide net, you will have a lot more people covered, but there are going to be a lot of people who are going to be left out in the cold, unfortunately, because you can't afford to buy the plan, but you can't afford, you're not poor enough to be on Medicare or fit within their parameters, depending on your state.
Right. I think the cheapest online, if you do the Affordable Health Care Act, is like $230 a month. That's the cheapest.
For a single person.
For a single person, yes.
That's another thing that I have, and I'm going to touch on it quickly, is that why do they screw the single people with no kids?
Oh, they hit y'all first. They buck rate y'all first.
They say bend over. My mama used to say, at least kiss me before you fuck me. They don't even do that. They just be like, bend over, bitch.
And this is going to be the first.
It's like a prison rape.
This is going to be the first year for me that I don't have kids any longer. This shit is an eye opener.
Welcome to my world.
Yeah, this shit.
It's hard out here for a parent.
Man, look, I'm trying to find all kinds of things to write off because I don't have that write off anymore because both my kids are grown.
Yeah,
real grown.
Yeah.
If it wasn't the fact that Nell is still in, well, I'm not worried about that. They gonna see it online anyway. If it wasn't for the fact that Nell is still in college, I would be screwed. All the way screwed.
Yeah, well, welcome to my world. This has been my life all the time. The tax man hits you, everybody bend over.
That's why I'm finding all kinds of businesses and shit to get caught up. This shit is crazy. I can't pay them kind of taxes. That's anally raping somebody.
Hey, man, listen. It's talking about violation. I told y'all they be violating me.
It's a violation.
Speaking of violation, Senator Ted Cruz from Texas, the dumbass who helped shut down the government with his harebrained scheme, he's at it again.
For what?
He posted on his Facebook wall. Somebody gave him the harebrained idea to go in and post.
Why does old ass have a Facebook page?
He not old. Ted Cruz not old.
How old is he?
He ain't young. He around your age.
I think he older than that. Okay. Wow.
Anyway,
devil's a lie.
He is a devil. He posted on his Facebook wall to his Facebook friends and saying, "Okay, help me out, friends. The Affordable Health Care Act, or the Obamacare, as he says it as a slur, was signed into office, and are you better off 4 years later than you are today?" And trying to basically get them to all chime in about how bad Obamacare is, and this, that, and the other. And look, and lo and behold, his own people turned on him.
Oh, his own people turned on him?
His own people turned on him.
Good point.
They were like, yes, I'm much better off. And yes, I was able to get covered because of this. And yes, my friend who had this issue was able to get covered because of that. And yes, and yes, and yes, and yes. And then you had a couple people to tell him that he was a jerk off and that he basically needs to just go in a hole and just go away because he's wasting air. Basically go fall on some shark.
Go play out in traffic.
Yeah, play in traffic. Yeah. And so
they hot scotch on the expressway.
Yeah. So I guess he got egg on his face because he just knew he had, the support of his constituents and his little followers, that they were going to be like, yeah, we hate Obamacare. It's socialist. It's that. Get rid of it. Let's try again.
Let's try again to do something else again for the 147th time, I think.
But now these people are starting to see that this shit is real. You know what I mean? Like, you can go to the doctor. You can have issues and still get coverage, or you can have issues and still. And there's no lifetime limit, or right. how much care you can get and all that other stuff. And so I am so glad they were like, yeah, we're much better off, because now you ain't gonna go broke paying the medical bills. You use to allocate those funds to something else.
Right, but you're gonna still have a group of people that were under a Medicaid a plan that they like. But the insurance companies, being asswipes, made them drop it because it didn't cover what the new Obama rules are. So it was a double-edged sword there for a minute, but they fixed it, so whatever.
Here's the thing. Somebody in anything, and somebody's gonna get screwed. Everybody ain't gonna like it. Right. Some people are gonna be happy about it and some people not. I'm not happy because single people cost the most. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We end up paying for families, ultimately. And so, I mean, we live in a world where, and what kills me about this, and I'll move on, is that all these conservative Republicans always want to talk about, God and the Bible and this and that. And if you want America to live on the principles of religion, of your religion, say Christianity, then how can you say that socialism, the concept of socialism, is a bad thing? How can you say helping the poor is a bad thing? Because ain't that all Jesus did, was walk around to help the poor, and that's what he was all about. So if that was his thing, why are you having such an issue with it now?
Because they want to be able to control how they help the poor. As long as it doesn't come out of their pockets, they don't care how they help the poor.
But then you're not living like the Bible, because it's not about self in the Bible.
None of them do.
I get it. But I'm just saying they're ridiculous, and I'm calling you on it. That's all. I see you. All right, come to think of seeing. Did you see these daggone March Madness games?
Yeah, I saw.
Oh man, Shevitz. Let me tell you something.
What you just say?
Don't tell my age. Stop.
Continue.
Let me tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have going into the Final Four on Saturday: Kentucky versus Wisconsin, and UConn versus Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And
Kind of saw that.
That I can tell you that University of Michigan Kentucky game. And I know you weren't feeling well. Y'all don't know. Chan wasn't feeling well on Sunday when the game came on. And I got so carried away. I was screaming so loud. She texted me telling me something, really? Like, really? That was a nail biter from the tip off to the final buzzer. It was a nail. I was worn out. You know how stressed out I get when I'm watching sports. It was something else. But I kind of wanted to be another face-off in the championship. I kind of wanted to be UConn and UK.
That's gonna be interesting.
I kind of do.
Well, it might happen. The way Kentucky is playing, kind of, sort of. I don't know what that is.
It's touch and go sometimes.
It's kind of touch and go, but at least they're pulling it off at the end, which is where it counts.
Well, I mean, they did really well. Like I said, they came from behind the first half, and then they played. They were tied at halftime. They tied it up by halftime, and then they played. Literally, they didn't get that far behind at all. They pretty much led most of the second half. Back and forth with these lead changes, and man, I was just like, y'all killing me here. Y'all killing me, but. That 3 at the end, man, that was something else. So we'll see. We'll probably have it this time next week, exactly a week from today. The national championships will be being played. So we'll.
Good luck to the rest of the teams that are out there.
Rest of what teams? Ain't nobody else left.
Ain't nobody else.
It's only 4 left.
Okay, to the rest of the teams that are out there.
We talked to them. We talked about them. UConn.
Yeah, I said
good luck to the Final Four.
Jesus Christ. Because we was talking about Kentucky, so
okay.
I'll say good luck to them.
Okay. Since we own sports, and I know you don't like football like I like it because you had to stop. Football? No, because you had to stop watching it so you don't know who the people are.
Yeah, I never know who
the
people are. I don't.
Well, Deshaun Jackson was with Philly.
Okay.
And they released him a couple days ago.
Okay.
And he was like really flamboyant, very outspoken, just kind of like me, all eyes on me all the time. Ever since he came, he was like that before he even came in the league. So they shouldn't have been surprised that that's how he would be. Now that, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So they released him. And nobody picked him up yet.
Nobody picked him up? Oh, that's fucked up.
Probably because he gonna cost so much. He wants like somewhere between $9 and $10 million because they were scheduled to pay him $10.5 million if he'd have stayed in Philly. Mm-hmm. So of course they didn't want that to count against their cap space. So right. A lot of teams are like, do we really want to give up that kind of a draft pick so that we can
keep him?
So we can get him.
Get him. That's what I meant to say.
So I'm just what's the team that you say that people go to end their careers?
Oh. When I say no players die, they all go to Washington.
That's first on the list.
Oh, Washington, yeah.
Washington jumped up first. So we're going to see what happens with Deshaun Jackson. I can't say that I'm sorry to see that he doesn't have a team right now because he's kind of annoying.
don't know who he is.
I'm just interested to see where Cal Johnson going to end up.
Who's Cal Johnson? Look, okay, here's the thing. It's not that I don't like football. I just can't keep up with all the people in my head. I just really can't. You know what I'm saying? If I was watching the game and I could probably point at him and be like, oh, and then say, oh, wait a minute, where is he going to? But I can't.
Or when did he get over there?
Right.
You do that all the time.
Yeah.
Well, when did he get there? I'm like, Chan, that was 3 seasons ago. Next up. Well, since we were talking about world stuff and, political stuff. Okay, first of all, I just want to say, I don't understand why we still haven't been able to find this damn plane and all the stuff that goes along with it.
Because it sucks.
It's like, where's Waldo? I mean, I don't understand why they just don't say that. I know they've called off the search and all that other stuff, but I'm just saying it took way too long for them to just come to the realization.
They found a couple of pieces floating, but I mean, it's been submerged so long, it's gone. They're gonna need a submarine to find it.
It's like Titanic. It's going about 100 years from now, so they're gonna find it.
I'm just saying if they're searching on top of the water, thinking they're gonna find something, they're not gonna find anything now. It's been too long.
Okay.
They need to get in a submarine or get some of them little underwater robot thingies and get to looking. And they're not doing that. They're doing air and whatever, thinking they can see something. They ain't gonna see shit.
It's stupid as hell. But anyway, Vladi, no.
Nothing?
No.
Okay.
Klitschko. Remember I told you he was running for president over there in, and I said, now, I guess if Arnold Schwarzenegger can run for governor in America, this dude can run for president in his own land, right?
He can. He could.
He could. He had the opportunity, but just in case you didn't know,
it got really real.
It got real fast, and he backed out of the race.
He got damn right.
We will not. You guys will not see him as the president-elect over there.
He did what he was supposed to do. He backed out gracefully.
That's right. And backed the man with the money.
With the money and the troops.
The power. Money and the power. So, that about sports. Next thing. Okay. Because I know this is going to take some time. Your favorite people in the whole wide world. The Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Why they got to be my favorite people?
Because they annoy you so much.
You don't want to talk about these hoes.
Because they annoy you. You the one who pressed pause how many times in an hour yesterday?
Because it didn't make any sense. It didn't make any sense, the bullshit that was going on. It just didn't make any sense. It didn't make any logical sense. So either it was scripted like that, and that's a fucked up script, or that was just some fucked up shit. It just all the way around.
Well, I think it's fucked up either way. I think if it was scripted or not scripted, it was still fucked up. Because first of all,
I can take it better if it's a fucked up script. I can swallow that pill better than it just being fucked up. Okay, never mind. Go ahead.
Okay, let's talk about it for a minute. Let's just break it down. Nene last week called what's that boy name? Peter a bitch. Now, while he might do some bitch things, it is never okay. Those are fighting words in my neighborhood. I've seen women get smacked for less. Not suggesting that I think that's what he should have done. However, what I find very interesting is that Cynthia never said anything to Nene. I'm not saying she had to jump up and be rah-rah and hood and all that, but she could have said, hold on now. Wait a minute, Nene. You're saying that he needs to stay with the women things and you let the men do what they do. Why are you in my husband's face? Because I don't understand how Nene's husband,
I don't understand
Greg, why he got beef with Peter, because clearly Peter never approached her. Peter never said anything to her. She walked up on him and got in his face. So if you got a problem with anybody approaching anyone else's husband, then you need to have a problem with your wife, because there was no reason. So I had it handled. No, you didn't, because if you did, your broad would have never walked over and got in another dude's face. So clearly you didn't have it handled. Then the other thing is that half-ass apology that she gave, talking about some, I don't think you're a bitch, but I thought you were being a bitch at that moment.
You were acting bitch-like or some shit. I don't know.
But then your husband sitting there next to you talking about some, if you said to Cynthia, if you'd have said that to me, I'd have been crushed. But it's okay for your wife to say it to another man? And then y'all supposed to shake hands and have drinks over it and be like, sweep it up. Sweep it under the rug.
Yeah, I don't. None of that would have went down if it would have been me. First of all, you're not gonna walk up in my man's face telling him any goddamn thing. Second of all, both of y'all not gonna walk up in my man's because they cornered poor Peter, in that corner where that bar was, and Cynthia was just off to the side. I'd have said, excuse me. I would have pushed their asses both back, and y'all need to talk from over there. Whatever you got to say, all the bitches in the world, you need to say it from over there.
Right.
And I just don't understand why she's insisting on being these people's friend, because that shit is crazy. Nene don't never want to do nothing when it has anything to do with Nene. Nene's in the wrong, la 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 la. She ain't got no friendships over there. She ain't got no friendships. She ain't got no loyalty. She can say that bullshit about Cynthia if she wants to, but when it gets convenient for Nene, she'll cut Cynthia's throat as well.
And that's what I was saying to you when we were watching it. I said that apology was self-serving. Mm-hmm. That making up at the table, mending fences, that was self-serving. That was only because you have no other alliances in that group of women. Mm-hmm. And she's the only one that you can control. She's the only one you can control. Everybody else, right. The bloom is off the rose.
Right, exactly.
For some reason, she is blinded by your light. I don't know what it is. Maybe it is that friendship contract.
Maybe it is a friendship contract, but the contracts are made to be broken.
You can get out of that. If you can get divorced, you can get out of that friendship contract. Right.
Which is just not fair. And it's not fair to Cynthia. If she truly appreciates that friendship contract, it's not fair to Cynthia for Nene to treat her or her man as such.
Mm-hmm. It's disrespectful.
It's very disrespectful.
It's very disrespectful.
It's very disrespectful. And that half-ass apology wouldn't have flew with me.
It wouldn't have flown with me either. But, for some reason, like I said, I think Cynthia's scared of her. But like I said, Nene only apologized because she felt like it would be beneficial for her to keep Cynthia in her pocket. That's the only thing. Because you can't do it to Candy. Mm-hmm. You can't do it to Kenya. You thought you were good, but you can't do it to Kenya. Mm-hmm. You can't do it to Portia because it looks like you're beating up, you're the big bad bears beating up on a little chihuahua. Mm-hmm. You ain't going to do it to Phaedra because you tried it. It didn't work. Mm-hmm. She pulled your card on it. Mm-hmm. And that's it.
Yeah, Portia is really no
That's why I said Portia is like if you try to do it to Portia, it really makes you look bad because you look like the big bully, understand? Like messing with the
fighting a chihuahua.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you're not gonna do that. So who else, you got in your corner? It's not gonna happen. So you need to knock it off. And thinking of knocking it off. The word leaked.
The word leaked?
Yeah, next week is the season finale. But they how they tape.
Oh, yeah.
And word on the streets is that Portia went apeshit on set for the reunion. Well, here's what happened as far as my understanding goes. Is that...
You have an understanding?
Yeah. Okay. My sources. Okay. First, Kenya started with her bestie, Phaedra. Mm-hmm. She started in on Phaedra. Mm-hmm. Yeah, It started in on Phaedra at first, and then, that didn't go over well. She came out the gate, guns blazing on everybody. Mm-hmm. Then she went in on Nene. Mm-hmm. And then she turned her attention to Portia. But because those taping sessions last so long, they were on a break. And apparently, this is the tea. Mm-hmm. Nene went and talked to Portia, like, this all about... Kenya, she's coming for you next, and yada yada yada. Mm-hmm. Well, as far as my people, my sources have told me that Portia had been throwing them back all night. She had been drinking champagne.
Oh no, not champagne.
Yeah, she been drinking the what they call it, the elixir of the gods. All night to the tune of a bottle by herself.
Oh, so she didn't have the courage bottle.
Oh yeah. She feeling no pain. Mm. So when Kenya decided she wanted to turn the screws to her,
right? Mm-hmm.
Apparently she went after her, pulled her hair, and yeah, it was a cat fight. Pulled Kenya's hair, and Andy tried to get in the middle of it. Apparently, they didn't have enough security where they could hardly, break it up as much and as quickly as they would have if it was like the New Jersey Housewives or if it were Love and Hip Hop. Your favorite show.
Hey, no, bring that one back. It's not my favorite show. It's just a hot mess. It's a train wreck. And like a train wreck, you can't look away from it.
Yeah. We can talk about that in just a second. But yeah, so apparently Portia went after her, and it is my understanding that the people from Bravo were trying to talk her out of pressing charges against Portia for assault.
I wonder how well that went over.
I don't know. Have you seen anything?
Nigga, you the man with the did I call you?
Yeah, you did. You called me a nigga and a man.
Okay, what have you the one with the insiders? I don't know.
Well, I ain't saying that. But all I can say is that you can only poke at somebody for so long before they snap.
I agree.
And you've been going after this girl. And it's what annoys me about you, Kenya, is that you play this whole I want to get close to everybody. You do something, and then you turn around, and then it's like, you know, it's like, are you schizophrenic? Like, what is your real angle? I mean, are you there to start trouble, or are you there to get close with these? Or is it, I'm using this whole rules of I'm trying to get close to you so that I can use that against you to start more drama?
Nah, I just think she's there to cause trouble. And I think she's there. And not saying that being there to cause trouble is wrong, because that's what the shows want, to be there to be the troublemaker. And she's just solidifying herself to being on
the villain.
Yeah, she don't mind being a villain if it's going to keep a paycheck coming in her pocket. She don't give a shit.
Yeah, but it's just you sat there and you're crying boogers and snot in Savannah with Portia talking about your life and how your mom and that whole situation and the having kids thing and this, that, and the other. And
I don't know where it went wrong.
Ever since then, you just been going in again on Portia.
I don't know where it went wrong, and I don't think she was going in, but I think it was a switch that flipped, and then she started going in on Portia, because I thought for a minute that they were going to be nice friends and all, and they was going to move past it, but then
but the first person to cast shade was your girl.
Yeah, I said I don't know.
Yeah, the switch.
I don't know.
It was probably the producer saying, amp it up a notch.
Oh, the power of Mr. B.
Whoever it is.
Mr. Power that be, whoever that they all talk about.
Yeah, that maybe they're the ones that told him, look, you need to amp this up a little bit. We can't have everybody kumbaya. So, you know, that's possible. But I don't understand that. That just, we'll see what happens with the whole Portia versus Kenya fight, and is she still gonna be there after the fact and all that other stuff. But very quickly, in case y'all didn't know, Chandra actually watches that damn Love and Hip Hop.
I do.
Both of them.
No. Well, I take a gander at what's the one, New York. I take a ponder at New York. I do watch Atlanta. I'm telling you, it's a train wreck. It's a fucking train wreck. You can't look away from a train wreck.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Snatch the Band-Aid off and let it go.
I'm just saying. It's fucking train wreck.
It's worse
and it's supposed to get worse. It's supposed to get worse next season.
I can't even imagine.
I can't.
But I can tell you this.
I
can imagine. I can see that this Married to Medicine stuff coming up is going to be a hot ass mess.
Yeah, it's going to be a hot mess. I'm glad they got rid of that British chick. She was an ass. But however.
Whatever. Speaking of all of these broads and all of the nonsense that goes on these shows with all these women, is that we want to implore you to listen to our other show here on Blog Talk Radio. All you have to do is go to www.blogtalkradio.com/PDA and listen to Playing Devil's Advocate on Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central, and 7 p.m. on the East Coast, as we talk about Day After Tomorrow, where we're talking about girl fight.
Yeah.
Why can't we get along, right? So we were talking about the dysfunctional relationships between women and why they seem to never last. Who perpetuates it? What is the catalyst for it? And you know, I think, you know, personally, it's a bunch of caca. Or is it just a matter of a few bad apples spoiling a bunch? But we'll talk about it.
That's all it takes.
Right, you know, because I know as much as we bicker, you know, it ain't going down. You know what I mean? It's like, what the hell? But whatever, we'll be talking about it, so make sure you tune in Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific to www.blogtalkradio.com/PDA, and we'll be talking about Girl Fight. Why can't we all just get along? And so we encourage the men to join the conversation and see and tell us how they see it from the outside looking in.
So we can fight some more?
No.
What the fuck is that called?
We want to see what their perspective is on the outside looking in and tell us what they see. So sometimes it takes people from the outside to tell you what they see. So that's what it's all about. Now, without any further ado, we can't do any more. That's our time here, and it's been real. And thank you for joining. The way we see it, the way I see it, we don't make the news. We just report it. Until next time, I'm KiKi, and this is Cousin Chan. See you next time.